Alrighty, folks. Welcome back to Tabletop Gaming. We're back with some more Dungeons and Dragons. Last time we left off, well, Jeff's character was kind of getting his ass verbally beat.
Well, that escalated quickly.
I still say we should just blow up the manor as a backup plan.
Blow up the manor. So you want to kill Thorin's dad, and you want to kill everybody in the manor, despite the fact that they might be being mind controlled by someone. Okay.
Not a big loss, let's be honest.
I mean, your dad survived the fire before, and I'm going off of your story because he said you died. You say he died.
Also, it's their friggin' asses for not wanting to explain jack shit.
And motions to the rest of the town saying that you both survived, but you fucked off.
Yeah. And now we have a lady who's acting really strange, who's supposed to be the lady of the house on the hill. Who looks like she's being manipulated by someone else. Oh, Joe.
At least I'm glad someone remembers what happened with that roughly about a month ago.
And then, and then I.
Me or Faye?
Just in general, because I just realized it's been a month, I think, since we.
It
did this.
has. I was sick last time, sorry.
And then, meanwhile, I'm the only one that note is generic dwarf number 722, who just stare at the inn and then leave.
Yeah.
Because there's
Oh, yeah,
monsters
'cause-
in the night.
Do we see any monsters at night? You never said.
I'm the only one that saw anything.
Yeah, you saw stuff, but I already know about the monsters and the details, but we never really got into chats about it yet.
Wait, what details? I don't remember giving you any details.
Yeah, we don't have any details.
I
All we
brought
know
it.
is
I
that-
brought. I inquired about it with the girl server. I forget. Also,
is-
I'm
Oh, yeah,
guessing
that's
that's Zyka in chat. I can't. I don't know. But
Huh?
I got a reply saying murder all the things.
if it.
Oh,
Sounds like Zyka.
Yeah. Yes, Kieran uses me.
Okay.
Oh, so you're about to watch us roll into this manor and hopefully not.
Maybe not.
Of the Zyke Snare.
Love the Zyka.
Oh.
So yes,
It's like a.
Okay.
Alright.
so yeah, I believe we left off. You had like a nervous night of, even though you're in an inn keeping watch. You didn't get specifics in the sense of what any of these things were on, but you did get just that torches were lit outside the doors, told to keep the fire up.
And bolt
all
everything
the-
down.
Yeah, keep everything shut.
Don't open the windows. And then I believe we came into the following morning,
Yeah.
where the agreement was for Thorin to meet with his father to assist.
Yeah.
With whatever it is. So, I believe that's where we start off today.
With
Also, I
a-
think Cayenne wanted to speak with the lady in the mansion again, but with Zoho acting as a silent bodyguard.
Yes.
I think.
It was going to be a cat.
Yep.
Who was going to be a cat? Wait, what?
Yo.
Otto is going to be my pet. Pretend in this situation so that I'm not walking into this alone.
Meanwhile, he's just gonna be like, meow, meow.
Poor impression of a cat.
I mean, he'll be an actual cat, so it doesn't matter.
For a few hours at least. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this ought to get interesting in about all of 2 seconds.
Yeah, especially if you get forced to stay
Caught?
for more than 3 hours.
Buddy, I'm pretty sure that's what's gonna happen.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what's gonna happen too.
So,
It's
right.
easy.
So,
The cat will duck out.
just to double check, you're gonna take Otto as a cat,
Yes.
and you're going to try and pass Zoho off as a bodyguard.
Well, someone she picked up in who was traveling along who's going to continue the journey with her afterwards.
Her?
Kaya.
And
Oh, yeah.
Okay, sorry.
As you know, I'm not going to be traveling with a lady, and instead of traveling by herself in a risky countryside, having someone with her seems like a good idea. He's just the stoic, quiet type.
And just keeps his eyes closed.
You just gestured to all of me.
Yes, I gestured at all of you.
You said
Uh-huh.
you said stoic.
Yeah, no. All right. Well, it's the morning. I go downstairs after making sure everybody else is okay and have breakfast.
Okay.
How much does this cost me?
Good question.
Who cost all of us?
Because
you
I
mean.
was
because Lauren's getting fucking
yeah, I was
throttled.
like
Oh, right, yeah.
fucking Gunther.
Roll a random d20.
You're really gonna do this to me? Okay.
Well, they can't stay mad, the same type of mad at you all the time.
I mean, I basically said in the morning I'm going up there, so.
And give me a minute to find the table that I had.
And I'm not being I wasn't disturbed by
I would say you probably left it in the kitchen.
Oh, what's the word I'm trying to think of?
Are you good, Kai?
I'm trying to remember what the table's called with the numbers that I need. And my mind's already blanking on what the hell it was, even though I've used it a million times.
I'm surprised you don't have a literal list of stuff. Like a page that's just a list of everything you use for each campaign you're in.
I'm only in 2.
Okay. Listing everything you use for this campaign so you're not going through tab after tab.
I'm not going through tab after tab, it's a search thingy, but I can't remember what I listed it as, so just for the search. Oh, that's the one. Okay, I found it. So, you head downstairs, and the first person you meet is your young lady friend.
I say good morning to Thistle. And I inquire about breakfast before leaving.
She asks if you have had a good night's rest.
Mostly. A little nervous about going back up to the house, but that's all.
And she offers you some porridge for breakfast.
Okay.
It's not much, but it's all they have at the moment for breakfast.
That's good enough.
And it will cost you 3 copper pieces.
Okay, I'm not gonna argue about that. I'm just gonna go with it. What? First, I thought I had opened my
And
sheet.
for the rest of
Apparently I
us?
didn't. Yeah.
If you would also like porridge, it will cost you 3 copper pieces.
Okay.
It's quite. It's nothing spectacular. It's rather plain porridge. Although it is fulfilling and nice and warm.
I now have 1 copper piece left. And my gold pieces, that's it.
Thorin be a broke bitch.
Shame.
I have gold, but not much.
Then why are you making a big deal out of it?
Why are you making a big deal about this?
You said 3 copper? Yeah?
Yep.
Okay.
I was just commenting on how much I had left. That's all.
Plain warm porridge. And the inn itself is also rather warm, as the fire seems to be quite still going quite heavily.
I had a thought after what you said, but I'm going to keep it to myself.
Okay, then you don't need to say anything. So, you guys have your porridge. Bissell sits there awkwardly staring at Thorin. When you turn to look at her, she kind of like does the lowers her eyes. So
The blinky eyes.
Zoho's just watching this with mild amusement.
Otto just leans into him. You think he's realized yet?
No, definitely
Oh.
not.
Thorin stares at the two of them.
We're not saying this
Raise-
for you to hear.
Are you sitting at the same table?
No.
Zoho whispers back, "Oh, most assuredly not. He would have done something about it by now."
Can I roll a perception to see what the hell they're whispering about?
Have the nosy one.
Hey,
Stop-
hey, hey.
I wouldn't
Thorin
worry
has
about.
been- Thorin
I
has
wouldn't
been
worry
embarrassed.
about.
Okay. So that's how this is gonna go.
Wouldn't worry about it. Eat up. You've got an awkward day ahead of you.
It's only gonna get worse.
You're gonna meet your father for the first time in how many years?
For the first time,
no,
for the last time.
I need to remind you, we met him like less than 6 months ago.
You know what I mean.
You're gonna remeet
Actually,
your
you
You
father.
think this is gonna be any less awkward?
Yeah.
Fuck no.
You're dead! Yeah, well, you're dead.
It depends on how. If he says I ran away after the conversation last time, things are really messed up now. Because then
Oh,
it's
it's-
like, because then it's a case of okay, no, somebody's screwing with everybody now. This is not fair.
So, Zoho sets his cup down. Shall we go over the plan one more time? I will be going with Cayenne back up to the manor, where I will be playing the role of her bodyguard.
In case of the susness.
And not say a word.
Correct.
Very but. Meanwhile, Otto will go with Thorin to meet his father.
As a cat that I picked up along my journeys and kept as a sort of pet. I kind of look at Otto like I'm about to get hit for saying that. Like, I was like, not too happy about it, but I got a deal.
You know what would really sell the pet angle? And this is just my perspective. Otto should ride on your shoulder in cat form. He is trying very hard not to smirk.
Thorin just kind of has a dumbfounded look.
Otto just
Well-
like Asha, what the fuck faces at you.
No, hear me out, hear me out.
Them cat.
If you obtained him as a pet, it would make sense that so many such a long time of journeying together would form a very strong bond. And really, would you really allow a dear close friend to simply walk along a path when he can just ride on your shoulder?
I mean, option B is we put you on his head and you just limp cat.
That too.
Thorin is just looking at both of them. A cat, also a cat that I would keep as a traveling companion, would also be used to being able to wander off and come back at any given time as well.
Have you not seen cats just
Yes,
lay
I
in the
have.
sun? No, that's Cayenne saying that. Wait, that was Cayenne saying that to Thorin.
Thorin just kind of looks at Otto. Limp cat on the helmet. I can do. I can swallow my pride long enough to do that. On my shoulder, no.
Suit yourself. He looks to Otto. Thoughts?
I'll go with whatever you guys are doing.
Then you will ride upon his head. Well, helmet, but same thing.
Why the head?
Would you prefer to ride in my pouch or my backpack?
I mean, it would make more
Carried in
sense.
his- Or carried in his arms.
Nah, no.
Thorin just
Well, it doesn't really leave you
vehemently
much
shakes-
options, does it?
Thorin just vehemently shakes his head when Zoha says that. Pouch or backpack? I leave the choice on that one to Otto.
I'll just go with backpack. That seems realistic.
Fair enough.
I'm just thinking of Spider Cat now.
As I don't know what that is. Oh wait, yes I do. Never
Yes, you do.
mind. Yeah, I know. Shush. I just remembered. Thorin's like, okay. Probably go somewhere where no one sees you transform. Just to make this a little easier. There's a spot just beside the inn where we can do
Here's
this.
the thought. Why don't we do it in our room?
Rooms?
Phrasing.
Fair enough.
Whatever. You're the one who's making it awkward.
No, you just said you're gonna. It was like you just said, "Let's go do it in our room."
Yeah.
That's all
Out
I
of
heard.
context. Anyways.
I know. Great.
Whatever.
You want to hide my transformation? We can literally just do that in the
in the room.
inn room. Yeah.
Okay. Thorin just gets up. Well, if we're done eating, let's do this then. He proceeds to go upstairs.
That or maybe I'm thinking about it. It might not be prudent because they're gonna be like, hey, somebody went in there but they never left that room. Yeah, okay, we'll do it outside.
Okay. Well, if we're done the discussion, shall we? There's a couple spots where you can disappear and transform and come back out.
Are you gonna roll anything for her, or are you just gonna let me do that?
You just want to transform into a cat, right?
Yeah, but out of away
What
from
would you roll?
prying eyes.
It's not too hard this early in the morning. I'm sure you could find a spot on the route that
Yeah.
is quiet enough.
I mean, there's quite a few gaps between houses and the like.
No, that's fine.
and
We're just
bushes.
trying to make sure that we're not gonna get freaking shafted.
And if needed, I could just say we walk, we stop just to talk, and then quote unquote turns into a bird, but instead turns into a cat. Cat with this. I don't want to waste the 3rd level spell slot yet.
Right. Okay. So you're not casting that. You just right. Just randomly blowing a spell slot for the hell of it. Yeah. Right. Okay. So you guys head over towards the mansion.
Manor.
Manor.
Yeah.
Manor. I was about to
Welcome to
say,
my
I've got the wrong
manor.
word, haven't I? Start heading over to the manor. And when you spot an opportunity for Otto to just casually walk behind a building and then stroll back out as a cat
Walk into a bush.
while it was quiet.
Walk into a bush. Come out as a cat.
Thorin just flips open his backpack and waits.
I'll hop in.
I'd like to ask the question. Are you going fully? Are you going to a manor fully loaded, or are you going to manor to meet your father?
Oh yeah, so I wouldn't really have the backpack. I'd have a pouch, and that's. Wow, you're making me think about it after the fact.
Well, they're expecting you
No,
to
it's
stay
actually
there.
no, it's actually a valid question. It's like for the most part, like, do you like? Are you going because you think something terrible's going to happen and you're out on your adventures, or are you leaving stuff behind in the end? That's what I'm getting at. Are you going in a nice suit? Are you going to the ball? Well, it's not a ball, but you get what I mean.
Well, I get the feeling they're expecting me to live on the premises, so I'm bringing everything with me. I get the distinct feeling I'm going to have to stay on the premise.
Are you sticking your armor on as well? Or?
No, because that would be really suspicious.
Yeah, this is what I'm getting at. It's like, are you going to turn up fully kitted out in armor, weapons drawn, and stuff when you're going to meet your father?
I'm going to leave the armor in the pack, but keep the hammer at my waist, and just say it's out of habit. I don't like going anywhere without my hammer.
Okay.
I stick the vial of Nom
The vial
on his person. Yeah, the vial of Nom on his person.
on foreign.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so Nom's going with foreign. Oh god, we're gonna throw a lot of things onto foreign.
I mean, it's only a vial. I could just stick it in my belt, and it won't look.
No, I just get
place.
it's just currently getting the feeling like everyone's like, here you go. Hopefully we'll see you again soon. Here's a good luck charm.
And if not,
We'll see you off at the dock as you go on your adventure.
Fuck!
It's
Don't
like-
say that.
It's
We're
that kind of
shit to go
image in my
very
head, man.
wrong.
So, okay, so you're not going like you're fully armed trying to hunt fucking wild
Something.
beasts, or so you're just going like,
It's more
taking
like
my hammer. It's important. My hammer's important, and I'm taking a
Yeah.
basic.
I
How's
think-
everyone else going? Is like same kind of thing.
I mean, Zoho's the bodyguard. It makes sense that he has, a
His
blade
armor.
on him. No
Kai-
armor. He's a monk.
I can
It doesn't
literally go
matter.
with anything because it transforms with me.
Mm.
That is true.
I mean, Cayenne would just be going as is because most things are in the bag of hold. You should be wearing traveler's clothes and or the cold weather or clothing if it's cold
And a stick.
enough. Yeah. And she literally just anything considered nice would be a costume and it would be seen as a costume. So she wouldn't be wearing that.
Okay. Alright. So you head up towards the manor. Now
Okay.
we'll know where everyone, like, what the setup actually is. And as the group of you approach up the slope, up the hill, you see a
Really fast.
figure waiting at the top in front of the manor.
Who
Do I
is it?
recognize it?
Let me go grab it.
Grab. Or wait, did you say
Grab
him?
the.
I'm
grab it, the thing, the token, the appropriate tokens and whatnot.
Yeah, I'm zoomed in all the way, and my tokens are so tiny. This is gonna be an interesting time to tell who's who.
Okay. Oh yeah, I accidentally put it in this folder. As you approach, you recognize the figure ahead of you.
Well, Thorin's gonna keep on trudging up the hill and hail the lady when he gets close. Here as promised, my lady.
Son of a bitch didn't copy all the information I needed. Give me a second.
Well, I only have one thing to play to that.
Okay, fair.
Oh wait, it didn't have it assigned
Rude.
in the first place. I must have just dragged it from the thingy.
I just realized now I gotta double check my notes because of you.
It had a name attached to it.
Lady Theodora.
That was the main. Yeah,
Duchess of, and we never figured out what she was the Duchess of.
this
Oh,
place. Right. Okay. So you head up the hill, and standing out in front of the manor is the lady who seems to be waiting for your arrival. And you far and greet her, followed by, well,
Cayenne
cat in the
Zolo.
pack.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Thorin's gonna address the lady. I apologize. I didn't bring my feline companion with me yesterday, as I had only planned to come up to the mansion. But I picked up this this charming young fellow on my travels. He's being chased by a bunch of wild wolves through the woods, and well, I ended that chase as quickly as I could, and he's been with me ever since.
Roll a deception.
I lovingly meow in response.
I'm trying my best to make this believe.
Does he give it? Does he get advantage? if
it-
Otto's helping.
Oh god.
How is Otto helping by meowing?
The help action. I assume.
I'm pretending to be cute.
Am I doing this with advantage then?
Roll a deception.
Oh my gosh! I don't think advantage would have helped me very much. And I don't have anything that can help me here. Unless... Wait, no, Flash of Genius doesn't do that, does it?
It might do. Flash of Genius does something.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to go through the menus. Reaction, 30 foot plus touch mod to ability check or save.
It is an ability check. So that makes it 11.
Now I can only use it twice more today.
We don't remember you speaking of a cat yesterday.
I didn't even click that. What the fuck?
Thorin just responds immediately. Well, I wasn't exactly expecting to work with my father here at the manor yesterday either. I'd only planned to stop long enough to talk to him, and then continue on my travels. I saw no point in bringing up the fact that I had a cat. At least not until the end of our conversation, and it seemed that, well, slightly inappropriate if I had.
I suppose it can be would be okay. We could look after it while you meet with him. It's probably best not to take animals into his workshop.
I wouldn't dare. My father, when I was a child, would lose his mind if I brought something in from outside into the shop. I learned quite quickly that was a horrible decision to make. Though I dare say you wouldn't care to hear the details of that story. Thorin looks slightly uncomfortable and embarrassed.
That's okay. We can keep them in the house while you meet with your father. And your friend there, and gesturing towards Cayenne,
Is
can
she?
maybe regale us with some more detailed stories of where they're from.
Well, that's why she's here. She has brought a bodyguard with her for continuing on her adventure, as I will no longer be with her. Seems to be quite quiet and stoic. Not much of a talker since we ran into him yesterday.
But this happened to be one of the others that you mentioned traveling with before?
Thorin shakes his head. No. Just another adventurer looking for some coin. She's paying him well to go with her to the next town, and depending on how he feels at that point, possibly continue on with her as she adventures. As I will no longer be traveling with her, as I will be working here with my father, it seems.
Very well. If you would follow me, and she leads you guys to, and girls,
Oh, geez, zoomed in too much. Faye had the same problem, clearly.
Why is the slime randomly somewhere else?
Wait, what?
Has it?
Oh,
Because we needed the token last time.
and we kind of left him there instead of taking him.
All right,
Why
so
Frick is the lady in Cayenne still in the garden?
Because that's where we just. Because that's
that's
where we
where
left.
your tokens were
Yeah,
when we
you
left the
literally
cave
just
last
explained
time.
it yourself, my guy.
Get back over here. Cheeky
Oh,
bugger.
we're going through the back door?
She leads you around the house again.
Yeah.
I'm just pulling out tokens that we may need. Well,
Forgot that they have two stories.
if you don't mind, while I take Thorin to meet his father, feel free to wait for me here in the garden.
We shall.
With the cat, right?
With the cat.
Okay.
Why is he
Saying best not to put the cat in take the cat to the workshop.
No, I know. Just I have no idea what I shall do. I guess look pretty. I guess.
I mean, I still have numbs, so as long as I don't open the flask, nothing happens. If I open the flask, on the other hand,
I'll try and take over the world, copying somebody's DNA and like turn into God. No,
honestly,
wait.
I have
No,
an
wait, wrong
idea
story.
for numbs if he gets loose unintentionally. I do have an idea.
Okay, so the effectively three of you feel free to head into the garden. And
Clearly,
not you, Foreign. You're being led somewhere else to meet your father.
Oh dear. Not in the garden.
Not in the garden. She's asked them to wait in the garden while she leads you to where your father is.
Huh.
Hmm. As soon as the lady and Thorn are earshot, are out of sight, Soho activates Mind Link with Cayenne. Well, this just went pear-shaped very fast.
She stays connected. It was Joe. Oh, yeah, connect to him instead. You have a longer duration.
With
I
Thorn.
just realized I can
Yes.
move your guys' tokens.
Because
Yeah,
yours is like an hour, or mine is like 5 minutes.
yes, but I am not sure for the distance of it holding.
It's
That's-
a manor. It's not like I'm going very far.
Where is she walking with him? Like, to a building that would be off the map?
She seems to be when you head into the garden. She starts leading him away. I need to
Like, away from the manor or to
yeah.
another region of the manor? Away from the manor. Okay.
Okay, so having to do some switcheroo. So the manor's here.
Yep, manor is 10.
Make me zoom back in.
This is gonna drive you nuts. And then the garden's at the back of the manor, and then there seems to be another path that leads further back behind it.
So, they trust him to do the work, but they don't trust him to do it close to the manor. Okay, that says a lot right there.
They had to set him up. They set him up with a workshop.
That was nowhere near the manor. Means they don't trust things not to blow.
No, it's not far. It's not actually on the map. It's just like down the hill a bit behind the manor. It's like a
Alright.
separate building that would be if this whole hill, like top of this hill, is like the manor property, like owned
Then-
by. If this manor was like owned as a house as an individual thing, and they didn't just own all this land, like the top of the hill area would be like their property.
Okay.
So, it's safe to assume the workshop is like around the
Not far. It's
like
just
right here.
Yeah, a bit further down the hill. Follow the path that. Right. There's another path on the. Oh god, I gotta move you guys again.
Dude, why? I am totally zoomed into the corner of the map. Thanks, Kai.
Yeah, there's. This path kind of like continues around here, and then it leads off
That way.
that way,
Okay. Well,
and then heads down the hill.
follow the lady.
Okay, so you got you the three of you are gonna be left here somewhere.
Otto's just randomly.
The slime in the bar. Pocket slime.
I have
Pocket
a
slime.
pocket slime on me.
Pocket slime you And the lady of the manor followed this path down.
Okay, we're changing the map again.
In a moment. I will have to inform you that your father's mind has not quite been right for a while now. Not since the accident.
How much is wrong with his mind?
Well, as much as we appreciate his work, it's the reason we ask you to assist him is it seems to be mixed up is probably the best explanation. So we
Sorry.
thought it best to give him his own space rather than confusing him with the larger household to help him focus, you see.
So his mind is broken, but only around other people? That's eccentric even for my father. He wasn't that strange before the fire.
Well, it's not really people, it's just we believed it would be best if we kept his world smaller, so to speak.
So he can't handle the outside world. It seems I'll find out the true extent of it soon enough. I won't worry about it till then. And even then, I'll only worry about it as much as I have to get the work done.
Give me a second. What are you guys talking about in the garden?
Kyan is just staring blank. Leaf or we're taking what Zoho mentally said with his only reaches out to 70 feet. Why does mine allow me to reach for a mile, but it only lasts 5 minutes? Why?
Strong smell, weak smell.
Unfortunately, that seems to be the trade-off. Mine can be maintained for a longer duration, but only within a shorter range. Meanwhile, yours extends to a larger distance, but can only be maintained for so long. Like I said, a trade-off.
Rude.
Interesting. So,
Or maybe it was 80 feet. Yes, now I remember it was 80. Yes.
As Kyan's refocuses, does she notice any of the movements from last time in the house?
in the house? Or
Like coming from the windows.
Oh, right. Make a perception check.
Can I also make a perception?
If you like.
25.
Of course, the fucking monk would be the most perceptive out of everybody.
His is 6.
Quick question. I know I don't have cat stats, but doesn't it have night vision?
I'll give me a second to look up. It has dark vision, yes.
Okay. And we're looking into
It's
dark.
currently not dark, but
Are we
yes,
looking
it
into
does.
dark rooms?
no, they're watching the windows.
Yeah, aren't they dark inside?
I mean, I don't think it would
The
be.
house itself, yeah, the house itself seems to be dark inside. All the windows seem to be like curtains drawn.
Would
I think
oh,
it. I feel like you would have the best chance of wandering up because you would be cat.
Yeah. I mean, I'll give it a try. Just like go to one of the windows and just.
Meow at it.
No, not meow. That's gonna attract attention. Just gonna wander, do some wandering, but not too far from you guys.
So,
So
yes, you see movement with the curtains. You feel like you're being watched again.
Mm. Great.
And what exactly are you doing, Otto,
I'm just
as a cat?
going close to some windows, see if I can overhear something. Not be conspicuous.
Roll an investigation then.
Basically, typical cat-like curiosity.
Pretty much.
Cat's curious. It's in a new environment. Walks around till it's satisfied. Immediately goes back.
Pretty much, yeah. Try not to do things that would look really weird for a cat to do.
I mean, wandering around is definitely a cat thing.
Exactly.
Cats don't give a fuck.
So as you kind of like stroll along the base of the wall along the side of the manor, you catch a curtain be pulled back across a window. You swear you saw a figure inside. Briefly.
Okay. Is it anybody I would recognize, or was it too fast?
Roll a history.
Wondering if I should roll it on the cat or on my character, or it doesn't matter.
It would be off of your stats because it's intelligence, I think.
Yeah.
It was too short of a moment to gain enough detail to
Fair.
pinpoint if it's someone you have met recently. But there was definitely a figure looking out
Fair enough.
of the third window along. If you start in the corner. So not the tower side, start from the corner on the other side, third window along.
Okay. It's alright. So this one? Or is it this one?
Yeah, that'll be the one.
Okay.
The first one you had on.
Oh, the first one, okay. This one.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm using stream to see the other map because I'm currently looking at it for once of this delay.
Fair enough.
I'm abusing the stream. So yes, you believe you are being watched by who you are unsure. But all
I'm
the
just gonna
curtains
be-
are drawn again, same as the other day.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be like sitting there, licking my paw, doing
I
dumb
believe
cat things. What?
I should. I need to move this over here so I can actually try. I believe I want these two people, seeing as
Yay, secrets.
you've got a familiar there, and it is close enough to the garden that you can stay connected.
Yay.
It's not so. ignore the fact that this is concrete. This is not concrete. This is just usual yoinking maps. So, she leads you down this small path a bit behind the manor and down the hill to another section of
Property.
to another section of property where there seems to be another small building. You can assume that it was probably used as a guest house.
Hmm.
And as she said before, he's not been in his right mind since the thing, so some of the things he may say may seem a bit nonsensical. Like, so
I've heard worse over the years. I'm sure it won't be too surprising.
are you prepared?
As prepared as I can be. After you, my lady.
So she approaches the doorway and pulls out a key. And she unlocks the door. He should be in the workshop somewhere. He does work hard even though he's not quite all here.
That's my father for you. He didn't always think about things when he did stuff. He just kind of worked. My mother always had to make him eat. And he wouldn't realize half the time that it had been several days he'd been working on something. That's nothing new.
Oh, I did not realize that was so bright.
I'll be right back.
What, what's in the back? Because there's something bright at the back of that shop.
Yeah, I didn't realize the light source I put in there was that bright. It didn't look that bright when I set it down. I don't know if I can adjust.
It's yeah. Ooh.
Is there? Oh, here you go. There is a brightness thing.
What the hell?
That better?
Oh, I see a couple I don't like in there already.
So, it's not 100% accurate, but it's a workshop. It's close enough. So, as you enter, you notice various knickknacks and like parts and various things scattered about on tables and
Are those telescopes on the table on the one side, or am I just ignoring what's lying around?
it's not 100% accurate, but there could be wait, which bit are you looking at anyway? That?
That looks like telescopes. I'm not guessing what those are. Those are pepper boxes. I don't have to guess.
Yeah, they're not pepper boxes. They're just,
'Cause this is more.
Yeah, it could be a telescope. Yeah, we'll ignore the guns. Because we don't.
I
All
was
I'm-
gonna say, are there actually firearms in this universe that I didn't
No.
know?
No.
And to be honest,
Not-
when I heard
not enough,
Pepperbox, all I'm just having war flashbacks.
I'm just seeing
Ignore the
Come on.
guns, but the random bits of armor and stuff
In
could
the other
be
room?
existing and whatnot. Most of this could, for the most part, most of this could exist. Make do with what you got, right? So,
There are also prosthetics in there, I'm noticing.
yeah, maybe.
And an automated wheelchair and an assassin's blade.
We'll pretend it's not automated. It's a bit steampunky. It fits the mood, but
I mean, it could be a steam-powered wheelchair.
Just think of them as knickknacks. And various things that would make sense in this universe.
Yeah.
So, as you enter, this light source is still far too bright, but if I turn it down anymore, it's just going to disappear.
Just,
The shop itself is dark and grim. It's lit by nothing more than a few candles hanging from a not a chandelier, but close enough. It's technically a chandelier without without all the fancy diamonds and stuff. It still technically is, isn't it?
You know
Yes.
that candle?
yeah. Hmm.
Couple of
Surprise.
candles lit in a chandelier. Then none of the fancy stuff though.
Surprised he doesn't have at least one lantern.
Hmm.
Even one he can hang from the ceiling. Better light.
Well, this is how he seems to work. It suits us as long as he makes progress.
Thorin just shrugs. Have to find him to figure out what he's done so far.
Well,
Whatever room he's in.
I will believe it may be best to leave you to it, as I
Thorin
do
just-
not want to intrude on your reunion. I did speak to him before you came.
Hmm. Thorin raises an eyebrow. What did he say? I'd rather not walk into this blind.
I merely meant for him to know that he had a visitor today. I did not speak with much detail,
Hmm.
but I best thought it wouldn't be. Should at least know there was a visitor coming, and not just intrude on his work with a random person.
Fair enough.
So I will leave you here for now, and I shall accompany your companions for the time being.
As you wish. Thorin looks into the shop. Well, there's no point in dawdling now. I'm already here.
So
Hmm.
as she exits, you hear a click
Uh-oh.
after she shuts the door.
I figured as much.
God, Lord. Jesus Christ, it gets even worse when it overlaps. How low can I get this?
Thorin is going to wander around and examine everything before proceeding up the stairs he sees.
I have a quick question.
Okay.
Can I connect to Thor? In because of the relative closeness to Knobs?
You mean with your telepathic speech?
Yes.
No, because it's not a touch thingy, so you can't cast it through your familiar.
Damn it.
You could if it was touch. All you can do is rely on what Noms gets while it's currently stuck in a vial.
Yeah, I'm not letting Nums out right now. Not after.
Dude, Noms,
There will be
Noms, Noms
A vial that's currently like strapped to stuck in a pocket or something. It's like Noms is just like, hello, darkness, my old friend.
Nom 6. Head out of the hole. Nom?
The hole is corked. Like hell, I would walk in there without it corked. The lady's already suspicious. I don't need to add to it.
Nom knows there's a time and a place to come out. At least I hope my child is smart enough for that.
Where's Nom's intelligence?
Please don't jinx me like that. Like,
And I did state you are telepathically within range for the familiar thing anyway. So
Yeah, so I can
So-
just control noms with Find Familiar here as well.
yeah, just be a bit careful with it.
Yeah, I'm gonna be connect it to him, but I do want to try one thing that I tried with you to find out what's wrong with what that witch did to your legs.
Fix them.
I mean, realistically, there's a couple of things I could do here, but A, I don't think Kai would appreciate me doing something now. B, that would really fuck everything up for everybody else. Ugh. And I'm not going to do that. As much as I'm
Alright.
tempted.
Right. So yes, the lady leaves you in the building, and she heads back up to the garden where everyone else is. The token should be here. Some.
Thorin,
Dear God, I have to zoom in and out myself every time.
yeah, now you know how I felt. It's like all the way in, all the way, all the way out. Fuck.
yeah.
Okay.
So you've been gone 5 to 10 minutes at this point before she actually returns. It's only like a minute or two down the path.
Zoho mentally speaks to Cayenne. She returns.
Yep.
Are you guys sitting at the bench she was at the other day?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, Zoho's just standing while Cayenne's sitting.
I would relinquish this. I would stand immediately when she arrives.
You definitely seem more well-mannered than your companion.
Yes, Thorin is very rough around the edges.
I knew that was coming.
Well,
Thinking
I
back to all the times he exploded the party.
well, we have left him with to meet his father at the workshop. Hopefully, all will go well. I was hoping while you were here, I could gain more details into your stories from the other day. They are quite intriguing. Seem well traveled.
Well, I've had to be for quite a while. I was hoping to return home soon to try to sell things, but I don't know if that would be sooner rather than later.
Where was it you were going to return to again?
Location.
Are you referring home, or are you referring to the Carnell where,
She
or somewhere else?
She would imply both with things at Cornell and her home.
That was to the far east, was it not?
Yes, it is. I don't really have a good grasp on where here is in comparison to home and Carnell, but I would probably be settling things first in Carnell and then heading back east to see if things have settled down.
settle down. How long ago was it that you left?
He left. I'm looking.
How long have you been traveling?
I will have been gone for at least 6 years. I had been there a few times since, but I hadn't had a chance to go in further than just a passing glance. I really he had only recently been there about 2 years ago, and the town seemed very, very quiet.
Talking about your home, right?
Yes, home. Like
Just
it was.
making sure that my brain was going the right direction. I was like, hang on a minute. No, hang on. Yeah, no, that's further back then.
Yeah, basically around 2 years before the start of the around 2 years before the
When we effectively started this whole shenanigans in game.
round 2. Well, actually, it would have been about a year back, like a year before the party met. But she's saying too because she's honestly lost lack of time, and essentially she left things at her elf parents, but otherwise the town would have been like a lot stricter looking, and or how this town has been with. But she assumed that it was probably because the current duke would have been a bit strict or anything of the sort, because she did kind of wake up in a cave jail cell that was connected to the manor in her town.
You were in jail by the Duke 2 years ago?
No, she would no, that would have been 6 years ago.
Okay, 6 years
From the
ago
start of-
you were...
Yeah,
okay, 6 years ago you were in jail.
Well,
you then...
6 years ago she woke up in the cage.
A
In the-
cage.
Yeah, jail cage. I couldn't think of the word cage. She woke up in a cage in a cave that was connected to the Duke's manor.
6 years ago.
6 years.
Yeah, 6 to
But it's been
6 to
2
7
years...
at this point.
But it's only been 2 years since you were last there.
Yeah, so 6 to 7 years ago, but it would have been a year or two since she last visited.
So is your traveling to escape something?
Me
Or are
and
you just one of these? Find yourself to be one of these adventure folk. I'm
at
assuming you
first,
didn't tell her about the cage 6 years ago.
no, she did. No, she would leave
You-
out. No, she would have left out things. She said that her and the Duke had a falling out. She did say something along the lines of that, so she would, and she basically had left, but otherwise she had been wandering just to while making ends meet to keep herself busy. She has been some form of a busybody and has never been one that needed to sit in one. She's never been one to sit in place too long.
Hence all the travels.
Yes.
Interesting.
She believes in the freedom of she believes in just freedom is what you make of it, be it wandering or not being held down to something that would prevent one from living their best life.
Okay. And this Duke, what was his name?
Did I give this fucker a name?
No, you did not, so I'm doing to you what I did to Josh beforehand.
God damn it, you're doing it to me more now. Because you made me come up with Rosenvale, you fuck. Or Rosenvilla.
So what do you think of a name? Otto, what are you doing as a cat? As I am assuming Zoho is just being strong and silent.
Please be
He is the
Casper.
stoic silent type.
Yeah, I'm just gonna keep on wandering, see if I can pick up anything else, but keeping within earshot of the stuff that's happening in the main courtyard.
So you're going to pretend to be a cat and wander around the garden a bit.
Pretty much, yeah. I don't want to look
Oh, okay.
suspicious.
Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, so I'll go over to Foreign then. So Foreign,
Yes.
as you slowly work your way through the workshop, taking a glance at the wide range of things that seem to be lying around. It's bits of weapons, bits of armor, bits of things that you haven't things that you don't recognize at all.
Yeah.
All appear to be kind of like half worked on and not complete.
Thorin at this point is going to, and I hate the weird placement of the blocks because this makes it awkward. Whatever.
The weird
Thorin's gonna
placement.
go up the stairs. There's only one place to go to look for someone right now.
Mhm.
Kind of peeks his head up over the second story floor when he gets high enough to see if anybody's there.
So you peek through the railings. You see
I love how you just reused my token.
you look like your father, right?
Yeah, I know, but it's just so unexpected. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
I was very tempted to draw on some squiggles just to like be wrinkles, but I couldn't be bothered. So I was like, nah, just do it. Do it like this. So as you peek through the railings, you see a dwarven figure sitting at a desk, working away.
Trying to think, how would be a good way to address him without scaring the living shit out of him right now? Also, without getting something thrown at me. Potentially. Ah, fuck it. Thorin is going to clop up the last couple sets of stairs just to make it up. And then... Ho there!
That's what you
Yeah.
shout out? that's what you call out?
Ho there, old man.
The figure sits up straight and turns its head in your direction. Looks at you silently.
I just stare back silently.
Are you the assistant?
Jeez. Ah!
Thorin just raises an eyebrow. Maybe. Though in this case, I should properly introduce myself. Yeah, I'm trying to think of how to do this because this just makes it awkward. I'm Thorin. And you are?
Grimbear?
I was sent here. I was told that you would be who I would be assisting.
So you
I
are the
suppose.
assistant they spoke of.
Yes. Thorin simply nods. They didn't tell me what I would be assisting in. Thorin
They
steps out
didn't.
into the shop floor.
Up here is also fairly dim, lit only by a couple of candles.
They did not tell me what I would be assisting you with, only that you needed assistance.
Yes, I can't remember a lot of the work I did.
It would help if you told me what exactly it was you were doing. I can't assist very much if I don't know what it is you're working on and what you're trying to do.
I'm trying to do my best for them. I was told I was working on a project before an accident.
I'm sorry, it's the name of the slime.
Yes, I love.
I'm just gonna name
Yes,
him Nums.
Faye hates it.
I'm calling him Nums because I don't know his name.
Well, currently it's in a bottle.
Yeah, and if I let it out right now, he's gonna freak out.
Yes, they said they'll send an assistant to fill in the gaps.
Did they tell you nothing about me beforehand? I thought they would have.
They said you could fill in the gaps, maybe.
I suppose I have my work cut out for me then. Perhaps you could show me what you're working on and we can start to figure this out.
You look familiar. Like a young me.
I'm not saying that in character. I'm asking if he does.
If he does what?
If he recognizes me.
He thinks you look familiar. Like a young ham. Have we met before?
Mayhaps once or twice. You do seem somewhat familiar. Though I can't say where.
This is your father, and now you're just all like, I'm going to pretend that I'm not his son right now.
No, because the fact that he doesn't recognize me and isn't freaking out like last time, I kind of want to, not have him freak out and run away, and I kind of want him to poke and prod a little bit before doing anything. It just seems like the smart option right now. Also,
Well.
want to figure out what the hell he's working on before he has a full-blown meltdown again for the second time.
Well, why can't I? Wait, what? Did I put that on the wrong layer? I did put it
You
on the wrong
broke
layer.
something.
No, I'm like, why can't I grab the token? Because it's on the wrong layer. Now I can. So. Well. He steps up and stands back from the table. This is important. But I don't know why.
Well, run me through it. An assistant can only assist if his, I guess in this case it would be master or employer explains what to do. Or what they're
Are you
trying-
sure we haven't met before?
Oh, you know what? I'm sticking in character for this, and I'm just 3 times I've been asked. Now I'm just gonna jump in feet first and hope I don't sink. We have.
You
met
mean
before,
hope?
Father? Father. Seems you still don't remember. It's been less than 6 months since the last time we met. Though, as for why you were wandering in the Northlands, I don't really know. Or understand. That's up to you to speak on that matter. I won't pry into it any further.
Looks at you blankly. We are father?
You are my father. I am your son. Old Gunther tells me I ran away and has threatened to thrash me quite harshly if I don't make up with you. Thorin crosses his arms when he says this.
We are a father. Were we told this?
Do you not remember anything? Mayhaps the chaos I caused in the shop when I brought the bird in? Poor thing had a broken wing, and I thought you might be able to fix it. I've never seen you so mad in my life. It's absolutely terrifying. Mother told me to avoid you in the shop for the next week. Made a mess of your sporks when you were, when they weren't quite finished yet. Yes, I know I'm giving you ideas, Kai. I don't care. I need to make.
We
I'm gonna
don't
make
remember
something.
this. We remember. We remember Mother. We do not remember Bird.
Okay, now I'm getting a little weirded out. Did I ever name the mother?
Nope.
No, I think I did.
So. So you are familiar because we are father.
Can I insight into his statement?
About bloody friggin' time.
Yes.
Okay. Don't fail me, please.
Something's not right. He's not all there.
Do I? Oh, holy shit. Are we talking less there than last time I saw him?
Last seems to, compared to the last time that you saw him, I would say yes.
Okay.
Here's- Here, the person you are currently looking at effectively looks exactly like your father, speaks exactly like your father, apart from the weird part of the seeming not remembering much. It's like he's there, but he's not there.
Okay. Can I investigate him to see if he has something on him that might be causing this?
How would you investigate him?
Actually, that's a good question.
You're gonna just start patting him down in the middle of what's going on?
Thorin kind of looks at him. Hmm. There's something very wrong here.
Yes,
Yeah.
I can't remember.
What's the?
I
last-
remember a fire and a lot of pain. And since then, we have been working here. We have never
Wait.
been up north.
Oh god, I have an idea, but I don't like it. I really don't like it.
Same.
Hmm.
I am to focus on this important work. And informed you are possibly going to fill in gaps.
Show me what you've done.
He gestures over to the table, which is scattered with random tools and what would appear to be various gemstones and some kind of housing.
Oh, for fuck's sakes!
Sorry, I missed that. What?
Kai, really?
What?
That's what you're going with?
What? You're not even. If you don't say what you're thinking, I'm not going to know what the hell you're thinking.
I'm not saying it because
Kai, I missed what you said.
I'd rather wait and be wrong about this. Fuck. Thorin will inspect what's on the table.
Okay, so you inspect what's on the table.
Do I need to roll anything?
There's various gemstones, various tinkerer's tools, and what appears to be some kind of housing.
What does the housing look like?
Small, round.
Okay, not what I was thinking, but
Intricate in it. It's kind of like looking. It's kind of like looking at the insides of a watch, but it's not a watch.
so lots of gears and bits and pieces.
I'm just using that as an example for how complex the insides seem to be.
Can I figure out by looking at it how it might work?
That's it. See if you can figure out why it doesn't work.
You don't happen to have any tea or anything. I focus better when I have something like that to drink with me. Even a glass of water would be fine, but a cup of tea would be better. Possibly the best.
Nutrition for the mind.
Thorin simply nods as he starts examining everything closely.
Yes. I have some.
Do you mind
And he-
touching that while I start to look?
He walks off around the corner and you hear a door as he's gone into another room.
I quickly shake Nums out of the vial, tell him to hide, and then see if he can make it into the other room without being seen. Or use a spell to identify something. And then put the vial back in my belt and start actually focusing on what's in front of me.
Okay, what's the random dice roll for?
I bet you he's trying to self.
Okay.
Self.
I'm guessing Faye may be at food right now.
Yes. I will. I think I'm going to use Flash of Genius to give him a hand. Because this is an ability check. Is there a problem with that?
Oh, you can do that.
Meow. Oop. I didn't mean to click on it twice. I just wanted to get it Show that I was down to one last charge.
So, I believe that becomes 15. Okay. So you're stashing them somewhere under one of the tables.
Yes, for the moment, just while I start working.
Then you're going to start looking in more in depth at things in the table.
Yes.
Okay. Roll an investigation.
Oh shit! It did not roll.
Okay, so in the brief time that you have while your father fetches you water, you sit down after stashing noms somewhere. And by stashing, I mean kind of like, get out of here! Hide! And sit down. You start with the really obvious standing out parts that are sitting on the table, which are the gemstones. And as you pick one up and are looking at it, you notice that it's inscribed with tiny, like, ancient text.
Can I tell what it says?
As you're trying to read the tiny, tiny text, your father comes around the corner holding a jug of water and a cup.
Thorin is very focused on what he's doing at this point. However, he does notice.
I'd hope so, seeing as it's not being sneaky.
What do these small inscriptions do here? I notice they run along the outside edge.
He places the jug and cup on the table over. They be stones. They power things.
Okay, could you repeat that? I missed that. Could you cut out?
Those stones, they power things.
And these inscriptions are to tell them what to power?
Instruction runes.
Is there any gaps or missing sections that I noticed to the runes?
They are like tiny, tiny text, but nothing that looks like a gap more than, I suppose, like there's some
Space.
spaces in the sense of like a space between words kind of thing, but no obvious like gaps that written. It's effectively text.
What do they say?
Various things. Mainly instructions. It's an
So
odd
you-
language. Not many know it anymore.
Does Thorin recognize this?
The fact that you're not getting what's going down here is like you should have figured. You should be able to start figuring out this.
All I'm thinking is the gates, and what was written on the gates.
It's dwarven stuff, dude. Noms could see it and could Noms read it.
Please don't. Last thing I need is a freak out. Well, it's instructions to do something.
Well-
Clearly.
Using the familiar thing, you would be able to see it.
By the way, when you say I should be able to figure this out, are you talking in character or player wise?
Oh,
I am a dense motherfucker when it comes to this.
Better
shit.
answer, yes.
If it's something we saw a long time ago, I'm not likely to remember.
it should be something dwarves are familiar with.
Digging a hole?
Although it is a bit of a lost art form nowadays.
Oh my gosh, I'm walking around with him on my fucking waist.
No, you put him under the table. Can't
No,
remember
but the
kind.
stones.
Oh, no, not quite that kind of. Well,
Similar.
yes and
but
no. Yes and no.
It's a stone infused with magic, powering the object. Technically, what Thordrak is doing, but Thordrak's soul is also imbued into the stone. Which means it's supposed to.
No, it's not
Yes.
on your list. Right. But yeah, that the answer's there. Someone typed it.
I know. I saw. I was thinking about it. Runestones. Yeah, but runestones also have certain symbols written into them to do what they're supposed to do, aren't they? Don't they? And all I have,
Instructions.
yeah, all I have is stones of lesser chunks of stone, weak power. What do the instructions say? I'm wondering.
This side up.
Ah, you fucker. No, the important part is what do the instructions say, which tells me which rune stones are necessary for this thing to work.
No, you're asking him.
I'm asking you what it says.
Daddy? Or the DM?
DM.
Well, I can't answer that question for you.
I can read Ancient Dwarvish. This does not help me.
You realize how tiny this is. Like,
Okay.
there's a reason one of the things in his toolkit right there is a magnifying glass.
I look at the table for the tools necessary to be able to see the writing under magnification so I can actually read them. If there's a magnifying glass, I will pick it up and use it. What do I see?
You see tiny, tiny runes
Can
written
I
across the stone.
do?
I'm trying to think of what you would roll to discern them. Arcana, I think.
This. Oh wow. Never mind. I have a +6 in Arcana, but that don't mean.
Ooh, you did a pretty good roll.
21.
From your understanding, the instructions How do I explain this? The instructions from the
Type it
bits
out.
that you can, from the stuff that you can make out and understand, it's not instructions to power things, it's instructions to find powerful things.
Oh, fuck my life. It's a compass. It's a magic compass.
Which is on your person.
Not a magic compass. It's a dragon radar.
I did not find a magic compass at all in the past, Faye.
He's talking about the magic you wield.
Josh,
It's a stone compass.
he dropped a. He also dropped a compass when we last saw him. You have
my
that.
God. You have the compass, Josh.
Yeah, I didn't put it in my notes because I thought someone else took it.
Ah.
We realize it then.
How?
I don't know.
There was
Either way.
something you found and tried to fix and it didn't go out so well. And then you completely forgot about it.
Yeah,
because
you
it
couldn't
didn't
fix
get
it.
fixed.
Okay. Well, I have my pack with me with some stuff that would still be in it. Thorin is going to put the object down and the magnifying glass and rifle through his pack on the floor for this compass until he finds it. Once he has it, he's going to examine it. God, I hate. It's also been more than 6 months since we did that. Give me.
Should have been in your notes.
Yeah, I was about to say, this is why you make notes, my guy.
Clearly, I gotta. It was a magic. It's a magic compass. That's all we knew. 'Cause it wasn't normal. I will add that to my notes. I look at the compass and then I look at the stone. And I compare the two as I start tinkering with the compass to see if I can fix it.
Are you talking about the one you tried to fix before?
Yes.
Right, so you managed to find the one that you had before from, what was it, 6 months ago?
It's like, I mean, outside a game, in game, I think it's
Might be in-game as well.
Fuck.
It was a little while ago.
Yeah, it was a long. Actually, yeah, it was more than 6 months. I think it's IRL. It's been over a year because we ended up at the Storm Cliffs. Oh God, trying to remember all this. It's been over a year. In game, I think it has been 6 months.
Right, so we'll say that you have it in your pack somewhere. And upon realizing what the fuck is going on, you dig it out, and you place it on the table to look at it more closely.
It is Grimbear distracted enough to get poked? Gently.
He's currently looking at Thorin rummaging through his pack. Right, so you have to cast that as Cayenne through your familiar. How are you going to do that without the woman that's currently talking with you noticing?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
I thought I had subtle. Yeah.
Because you yourself are the one that has to cast it. You just changed the point of origin. So you're currently having a conversation, and she's clearly digging for more information from you.
Well, if I had the ability to swap the things, I definitely would have subtle. However, because 24E got rid of that, I don't.
Wait, 24, you got rid of what?
One of the Unearthed Arcanas gave sorcerers the ability to change their meta magics. We were using that.
Oh, you don't have solo as your meta magic, right? Oh.
Yeah, I got
Okay.
put back. Yeah, I got.
Yeah, I was
Put
about to
back
say
to
it still
two.
exists in the game. It's just you can't willy nilly.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah, I can't swap them unless I can.
You would have had to know what was going on beforehand to know that you needed it as well. So how are you going to cast finicky magic while being like drawn into a long ass conversation?
Well, I can bullshit it into part of the stories I would be giving her. Like, say I was with a sorcerer and they, or a wizard, and he said something along the lines of the verbal component of the spell while holding an object, and told me about the bag I have. AKA, I cast Identify without.
You're going to
Yeah.
try and cast Identify by saying the spell.
By explaining about the time when I found the bag.
You found what bag?
This, which is also a lie.
This bag of holding, which is also a lie.
Well, no. Basically, how she got the bag, she's partially lying.
Would I be able to pick up on that?
On them lying?
Yes. Because I was in their
Quite
party
possibly.
for a while.
Quite possibly. It took them a long while to find this bag.
So,
They kind of found a way to find this bag.
so Otto's just gonna lazily, like, walk up and start rubbing against the lady. Just meowing. Pretty much, yeah.
She looks down at this cat that's rubbing her legs.
I do a lazy stretch.
I love the fact that it's just slowly turning into Otto just being the obsequious cat, or an obsequious cat that's just.
If I need to roll a deception to get away with casting the spell.
I want to say sleight of hand, but using
Performance?
well, no, hang on a minute.
I can't.
No. It's sleight of hand, but it's not dexterity. It's freaking instead of your dex mod with your like charisma mod.
So deception?
Is it the same as rolling deception?
Yes.
Then roll
Is he-
deception. Then, if it's the same numbers, roll.
Well, no, because I.
Because
I
you
have
don't have
proficiency-
you don't actually have subtle spell right now, so it's
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't have subtle spell, so I do have to do the hand motions and the verbal component.
I'm currently
Yeah.
distracting.
Yeah, but I'm making a deception.
That's why they're
you know,
getting to roll.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
Anyways,
So no proficiency.
So no proficiency.
But I'm just gonna hit intimidation.
Effectively.
I'm just gonna hit intimidation because then that would be the correct one. Do I get advantage?
I'm going to intimidate it.
No, just straight roll.
18.
Okay. Touch object through this way. If it's a magical object.
Yeah, if it's a magical object. Yeah, if it's a magical object, if I'm touching a creature. Or I learn what spells are affecting it. That's why I cast it on Thorin the one time to find out what is taking away his strength, or just find out what was being taken away from him.
So you want your familiar to reach out to gooey tendril. Well, slimy tendril. Not gooey. Slime.
Yes,
To poke
Slimy.
Thorin's dad. So you can
Yes.
cast Identify while the woman's being distracted by a cat.
yes.
So you're mentally connected to... Roll a wisdom saving throw, please.
It's just to be.
This is Cayenne.
Yeah, I know. Is this to avoid being charmed or frightened?
No.
Damn it. 22?
Okay, when was the last time you slept?
Oh no!
Let's have a look. I think it's been a while. A long while.
I don't think I had. I think it has been recent.
No, it hasn't been recent.
As I
You've
think.
been refusing to... You have not slept in... almost 2 months.
Oh no!
I could have sworn I slept.
Yeah, last time you slept was on the 28th of Saloon.
Oh, that's a while.
You are now... You've gone through the whole of Lurel. And now you're in Ilumba. It's almost 2 months. So... That's going to be a fail.
Oh shit.
The good news is... He's not a magical object. The bad news is... You hear hundreds of voices speaking at the same time.
Oh no!
That's a cacophony.
So. In other words, do I get the impression that he is not just Grimbear anymore?
For a brief moment while this spell is happening, you hear many, many voices, all connected to one another.
Great. Now what happens to me?
For a brief moment, you kind of you kind of like flinch in shock unexpectedly, and as you raise your head, looking at the lady, she's not distracted by the cat anymore.
Her eyes are on you.
Her eyes are on you.
Crud.
They're all being controlled by something. Great. This is fucked.
Meanwhile, in the workshop,
Oh man.
Grimbear suddenly freezes and starts looking
Oh.
around.
What? You have the water, don't you?
Right. Noms is now clinging to the underside of the tape. Oh, not on the opposite side of anything that would keep it out of sight of the fucking slime person.
What slime person? You're the
I
slime
don't-
person.
It's out of line of sight of whatever the fuck's going on with Grimbear.
Well, they keep saying we, and I've been suspicious of that for a little while now. But Thorin doesn't know that at this point because unless Nums can tell him something's going on, she's totally fucking oblivious.
So, Grimbear starts looking around.
Is
I
everything
remember
okay?
something.
What?
There's more. More to needed. Not just the stones. Something's missing.
Thorin would like to insight into this comment. Kai.
Okay, roll an insight. You're not sure what it's talking about. Something's missing to make it work.
Well, what do you mean? An explanation perhaps would help? I can only do so much. Something's missing and I don't know what it is. I can't exactly conjure it up out of nothingness, you know.
Something needs to replace the stones. You put the stones with the instructions in there. But only worked partially. They're not looking for... What are they looking for? Why am I here?
Thorin is slightly confused now. He's gone from being half with it to totally not with it.
He's in the first person though.
Yeah.
What was I doing?
You.
Why do you have that?
Thorin looks at the compass, looks at Grimbear. I found it. About 6 months ago. What's the last thing you remember?
There was an accident.
Okay. Elaborate.
I was working on something and there was an accident.
A fire, an explosion. Something broke.
Yes, something broke.
Okay, what broke? Was it this? In Thorin gestures, was it what's on the table? Or was it something else?
Can't remember.
Wow, what do you remember?
I remember an accident. And then we were working here.
What do
And
you
it's
mean
important.
by we? We as in me and you, or we as in somebody else?
You're the assistant they sent. To help us fix
Darn.
this.
Thorin sighs. The least you could do is put the water down.
He already put the water down. It's on the other table.
You didn't say that.
I did. I said it before all of that. What happened happened.
No. Okay. Thorin gestures at the table. You were saying something about replacing the stones just now?
You think we should try something other than the stones?
Thorin is kind of staring in disbelief at Grimbear. At this point, he was just mumbling something, and now he doesn't remember. Thorin would like to insight into this.
You did. That's why you got.
For fuck's sakes. Thorin just looks at Grimbear and looks at the compass. Let me see what I can do with this first. Then we'll figure out if the stones need to be replaced with anything else. There's not much point if this doesn't work itself.
Are you looking at the one that you have or the one that he's working on?
The one that I have. Because it's pretty much complete. I just need to fix the broken components. The one he has is not finished yet.
The one you have is currently sealed shut.
Oh, great.
Because in the attempt to fix it, someone used mending on it, which sealed it.
Eh.
I cast mend butt cracks.
Because they were trying to mend something that they didn't know how it worked.
And that wasn't me, of all things.
No, anyone who, if you try to mend something without knowing how it goes back together, then
If you
good
don't
luck
know
with
the
your guesses.
intricacies, yeah, you gotta know the
Okay.
intricacies.
Well, Thorin
They
is
thought it was a
crack-
compass, so it got bended into a compass. So you're going to crack it open?
Yes, Thorin is going to crack it open and look at the interior of it. And then compare it to the one that Grimbear is currently working on.
That will never work. When you manage to crack it open, you realize that all those little intricacies and stuff, it's all just kind of like welded together into a solid thing.
If I remember
But
correctly,
the most
it was
obvious thing,
Otto.
but the most obvious thing wasn't. I don't think it was Otto. But the most obvious
wasn't
thing
Otto.
is there's no stone in there.
That is Cayenne. Because only Cayenne has mending aside from Otto and Thorin. At the time. Great.
Meep.
I didn't do shit.
You mended it.
I don't.
No, they didn't.
They did not.
You assume it's one of our party, but I don't think any
It was
of us.
one of the party.
Was
They're
it?
just not here.
Oh.
Oh, for fuck's sakes.
Rail.
Real has mending?
Yes, real has mending.
Oh.
Why does the ranger have mending?
It's
Oh
a
right, broken bow.
cantrip. Oh.
Well,
Doesn't matter, but it was real who like tried to fix it for them.
The chaotic gremlin has struck again, despite not being here. Oh well. It's just straight in character.
But the one you have is missing the stones.
Thorin is
It
going
doesn't
to
have the stones.
thoroughly examine the now clearly broken and fused one and compare it to the one that Grimbear was trying to put together.
Roll a. You're trying to figure out the differences between the one you have and the one, like, other than them.
Yes.
It's gonna take a while considering how it's all kind of fused together.
I know. Which gives Faye and them something to do. What do I roll?
What I'm figuring out.
This is disgusting.
Done.
I think it's gonna be investigation.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, back in the garden.
Soho's eyes are open, and he's staring at the lady, who is staring at Cayenne. And the cat's... I don't know what the cat's doing.
Cat is clearly
Rubbing up her legs.
Well, not anymore, but I was.
Was. There's a brief, awkward moment. Did you come up with the name of that Duke?
What?
Faye, the last thing I asked them when they did before they disappeared was to think of the Duke's name.
Oh. Hey!
I had it on the page, then I shut the page. Because I forgot where the fuck did Xanathar go? Was it Xanathar? I think it was Xanathar. Go.
nice going.
Got it?
No.
Yes. Shut.
I have been through this already.
Shut!
I'm sorry. He's funny.
I will hit you with Xanathar,
Funny joke.
and we will all run.
I'm sorry, what?
No. No.
No?
I currently can't see what's happening, so this is going to be amusing.
I don't know either.
Neither does Faye, apparently.
Get it together, Faye. You'll be fine.
Shut up.
I'm sorry.
Gonna be, because I might have to fireball the area.
Please no. Yeah.
Yeah. Checking one more thing.
Did I spell that one right? That. I'm forgetting how to spell words.
Oh god.
Nope, it's the other way around.
So on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate your pain?
Physically? Physical or emotional?
72.
I haven't even hit you yet. How did you get 7 on the physical? You sure that's not meant to be the other way around? 2 physical, 7 mental.
It is what it is. I knew it was gonna get messy. I just didn't think that messy.
It get this messy.
Yeah, I know, it's really hard to think of names. Jesus Christ, Faye.
Fuck
Dude,
you.
Weimar Rosengard, nephew of the late Duke Vincent Rosenvilla.
Oh, I have to give them both names because this fucker took off for his dead uncle.
Dead uncle.
Yep.
He
don't know
said
how
dead.
Cayenne doesn't know how he died. All he knows is that he died.
So in other words, a load of bullshit.
So, that's just staring at you. We think we remember you.
Oh?
Rosengard. Does that name ring a bell?
Yes, that would happen to be my husband's name.
Your husband's name.
Well, separated.
They are divorced.
But questionable. Well, separate. And she was married to the fucker.
Was this a forced marriage by chance?
Partially.
Before or after you got locked up?
Before. Basically, she would have married him before and then sometime after. Or she's basically has the same. For context of now, it's the same shit. She doesn't have any memory prior to waking up in the fort, is as how she looks now. Then she spent a few years. Vincent died, and then Weimar basically became Duke. They had a relationship. They got married, and then somewhere in between the wedding and her waking up in the cage is where everything cuts off in between. So she doesn't know what happened in between those few between the marriage, the wedding, and waking up in the cage.
Okay, we'll go with that then.
Oh
Were you at a
no.
wedding?
Probably mine?
No, we mean the Rosengard wedding.
Yes, I was there at Rosengard's wedding.
So that's where you're from. You are far from home.
Very.
And you said you've been traveling for only 2 years?
I had been traveling for somewhere between 5 and 7. And it's just been 2 years since I've been home.
I guess the world becomes smaller. Have you ever been to a small town called... I never actually named it, but she refers to the town that was on the coast before you visited the swamp.
Oh, you mean the coastal town where we learned of the things happening at the island sanctuary?
I had only recently been there. We passed through. Why? It was a nice town.
He looks over at Zoho.
He remains silent.
Did you say what you just said out loud?
No, and I was out of character.
Are you sure? Because it sounded like in character to me.
No, it was out of character. It was out of character. It was out of character. Kai, it was out of character. I'm saying it right now.
Would that have been your last stop before here?
Yes, we got a tad lost, though. We ended up in the swamps to the south.
Swamp's a dangerous place. Though we've never been there ourselves. Where are my manners? We've been here a while, and I haven't offered you tea. Would you care for some tea?
That would be lovely. Thank you so much for offering and for helping our friend meet with his father.
Family should stay close. I'll be
Yes.
back in a short while. I'll get us some tea. And she heads up the path. And then back
Please.
around into the
As soon
into
as
the
she's
building
out of
itself.
sight, yeah, as soon as she's out of sight, Soho mindless with Cayenne. The way she was staring at you. Did you sense something, Cayenne? Do not lie to me. I will know.
Oh my goodness.
Damn.
She will look at side eye him of like, don't you fucking start.
Cayenne.
She will quickly say, yes, hundreds of people.
Hundreds of people.
I connected with Noms, did identify and said inly I had heard the voices of hundreds of people. I don't know if that was because of me or of what's going on here.
Can I roll a history? See if I can recall anything.
About
If he has encountered any phenomena like this before, maybe has poured over it during his times as a scribe at the
you mean
monastery.
whether Zoho's ever had anything like this before?
Yeah, whether he's
Oh, okay,
read about something
okay.
like this before.
Roll
yeah.
a history then.
Okay.
You're talking about your own. You're talking about your own experience.
Nothing comes to mind. Fuck.
The only thing that comes to your mind is that you have a link with a single individual.
Nothing comes to mind, but consider our own abilities, Cayenne. We are both capable of telekinesis, the ability to telepathically link to another's mind. Who's to say?
I believe that's telepathy, not telekinesis. I believe
Yeah.
telekinesis is the moving objects one.
Okay. Don't be.
No, we're not. We're just trying to be accurate.
Just making the definition between the two.
But
If we
could
are capable of telepathy, who's to say psychic abilities stop there?
just to confirm, were any of the voices like Grimbear's and hers when the identify went off?
You heard many voices. It was only for a brief moment. You didn't. You probably wouldn't have picked out a distinct one, seeing as you weren't expecting anything to happen like that.
Okay.
Well, what do we do now?
So apparently Grimbear is a soul NATO.
So, considering they would still be within 100 feet. No, I'm not doing that yet. I was about to like. I was about to create a major image over the wall and just have it continuously move until it showed up in the building where Thorin is.
That sounds incredibly risky.
Also sounds like I'm not sure how that would work. You can't see the building from where you are without actually going over and looking for it.
You're right, I can't, however. Or I know it's that direction. And if there's
If
Yep,
the
there
path
goes.
was a straight line.
yeah, if the path was a straight line, I know it's that direction. And however, there's also
Oh, yeah.
a wall.
There's a wall.
So she's gonna be gone about 10 minutes before she comes out holding some a tray with some cups of tea on. Otto, would you like to do anything in these 10 minutes? As a cat?
As a kid.
Gonna do a wander, I suppose.
I wonder where.
Around the premises, nowhere in particular, because if I start going specific, I'll start raising suspicion.
Oh, be suspicious.
Okay, so
Be suspicious.
generally walking around the premises, you'll notice that all the curtains are drawn. Every single one. You will also know there is no smoke coming from the chimney.
Which would be there if they were making tea, right?
If there was a fire, there would be smoke.
Yeah.
And also, it's not really based on like the way the inn and people have been, like where you've been and stuff, and where it is you would expect a fire to be going, especially in a place this large to keep it warm to some degree.
Okay.
Something's odd.
The only like little plumes of smoke that are coming would be coming from the. Say you do like a lap around the building
Yeah.
as a cat, like the only place like you can see smoke coming from any chimneys would be down back in town.
Alright. I'm gonna slowly return, I suppose.
So you come back to the garden somewhere.
I quickly connect to Otto and give him the info dump of what the fuck just happened.
Otto doesn't flinch or anything, doesn't want to show any suspicion, and
Don't be suspicious.
Yeah,
Don't be
pretty much.
Suspicious.
He basically does like cat things while he explains what he's seen as well.
Mlim, mlim, mlim.
And we'll sit on the edge of the fountain. And
Anything you're doing quickly before she comes out the door?
Any of us? Or
No, I
speci-
think Faye was about to say something when
Oh.
I was moving the token.
well, the only other thing I can do is try to warn Thorin by have in Nam's do. I think he can do prestidigitation.
It is not a touch spell.
Right
So-
now it is blank, so that's why I'm like,
Prestidigitation has a range of 30 feet. 10. It's something like 10 or
It-
30 feet.
it's-
It's a
it's-
short range thing, but
Yeah,
it does
it's-
have a range.
right, it's 10 feet, however, or something like mine. Or creation appears in the palm of hand.
No, it's just using that for size reference.
Okay.
When you create the image, it would be something that would fit in your hand. So, like a pouch of coin or something. It's just there for like. You create a non-magical trinket or an illusionary image that can fit in your hand. Yeah, you could still cast. It would still be up to 10 feet away, so you can make it appear on like a table next to you or something.
Okay, what happens if Nam's use his alter self? Does he turn into a person? A tiny person?
It's an illusion, isn't it?
No, it is transmutation.
Oh, it's transmutation.
Yeah, so let me just push that.
Oh yeah, they changed it slightly, didn't they?
Yeah, it's now you can't have more than one.
You can't appear as a creature at different size, so whatever they turn into
What
would have to be a tiny thing.
Yeah, it would just be like, but it would more be like a tiny version in a probably what Kai, and in her slime form would be just more whatever Noms would look like, just to also give him a mouth.
Let me just check Find Familiar.
Because it says touch, but a self spell is touch. It's just
No, that's
Self.
the thing. A self spell is not a touch spell. That's why I'm double checking the Find Familiar thingy. Yeah, you can't cast self spells on the familiar either. It's specifically a touch range. Self-cast spells are effectively like you don't even necessarily have to touch yourself. And I know the wording.
Wording.
It's something. Basically, it's a spell that affects you yourself in some manner. You don't necessarily have to touch yourself. And if you do, please do it in private.
Well, the only other thing I could do before she shows up is literally send Thor in basically used identify on Grimbear. Heard hundreds of voices. Duchess is weird. Well, weirder, I should say. Using
You're trying to fit it into the
plural
word
nouns.
limit.
Yeah, using plural nouns for herself. She does know where I am from. And then the 25th word.
What will you say?
And that is the 25th word.
Fuck. Now imagine how much more effective this spell would be if you're German.
God, you give God, I could rap off the entirety of a novel in 25 words.
So, did you get that far?
Thorin, you paying attention?
As you're currently working on trying to figure out the differences and whatnot.
I got most of it. I was spacing out a bit because you guys were
Slap.
rambling so much.
Yeah, something weird happened.
Yes, I got the lady's acting weird. She knows where Cayenne is from.
And
I haven't heard many voices.
after casting Identify on Grim Bear, you can assume through noms.
Well,
Excuse my loud bag opening.
I didn't even hear it.
Good.
I didn't hear anything. Thorin is just gonna keep working without showing that he's gotten some kind of attention, because he has a feeling now that somebody is playing games from the manor, and this needs to be dealt with.
Oh, right. I don't have to spend a spell slot. I just have to use the sorcery points, and I don't have to do shit, because then I actually do have some.
Oh, you do have subtle.
Yeah, only for my spells from my subclass.
You know, I actually looked this up when I was searching it up on my other character. Heartomancer is a bit more powerful than you might think. It allows you to basically
Sounds like an off-topic thing to me.
No. I'm just throwing it out there. When I looked up the feat Cartomancer, it allows you to do spells while looking like you're doing mundane things like small talk and shuffling cards. And anybody outside looking at it will not be able to tell that you're actually casting something.
Anyways, panic.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Food for thought. That's all.
Thorin, as you're spending time working on this, the thing that you have, even though it is all kind of like fused together and stuff, does seem to be a copy of whatever Grimbear's working on.
After receiving the message from Cayenne, Thorin is going to he's going to break something on the fused one, but try to make it look like an accident as he's trying to carefully take it apart.
Carefully.
That one would be sleight of hand.
Yeah.
Oof. That's not gonna do much. There's not much I can do to improve the score on
Nope.
this one.
Nope.
Either way, the
I
thing
don't
is,
remember making that one.
Thorin kind of looks at Grimbear. I don't know who did, but they seem to be the same, and someone used mending or something on it, I think, because it's all fused and being rather difficult to disassemble because of that. It may take several days to take this thing apart and figure it out. Being far too finicky. And as for this and the stones, I can't figure heads or tails of that right now. Thanks to this all being fused together. Thorin gets up and goes over to the table and gets a glass, takes a swig of water from the cup. He's
That's-
pensive and thinking. You don't happen to have some food, do you? I need some time
Food?
to think on this. And eating while I do so would be more productive than just sitting here.
Oh yes, you wanted nourishment for brain.
Okay, now they're not even trying.
I couldn't think of
Add
any
a
way of
character.
phrasing.
They're not even
I-
trying.
He disappears again.
Thorin whispers to Nup, get back in the file now.
Yum.
Get back in the file.
Does Nums get back in the vial? Faye?
It does as long as quote unquote Grimbear fucks off. But he's
Fuck off into the other room.
good. Then it will, but it will try to keep the stopper from being closed on it just in case.
Thorin continues sips from the water while he waits and fills his cup. He looks out the window. What do I see in the courtyard? Considering the table's in the way and I can lean over.
What you see out the window? The window looks out to off down into the woodland next to the town. And if you look slightly to the left, you'll see a bit more woodland. This side is like facing up the hill. This side is facing away. So
While Thorin's waiting, he wanders over to this board and looks at it. Still with cup in hand and slowly sipping away at the cup.
it has random schematics, kind of like the notes, kind of scribbled on it.
Does it pertain to what I'm currently working on?
Appears to.
I would like to examine them more thoroughly.
One of the pages stuck up there is talking about a method to find lost power sources.
Thorin's slightly confused by that, but I mean, it helps.
And listed, and then there's like a list of things that are known as power sources. One of them being runestones, and then
And
a
the
couple of
others-
there's a couple of other things that are kind of like bit more obvious, but not plausible. It's like the sun.
What? Okay. Is there anything that's less plausible?
As you're scrolling down, and like you see that there's some scribbled out.
Scribbled out stuff. What do they say?
It's scribbled out. Like properly, like freaking penciled across the top.
Is Grimbear sneaking in, or is he being obvious?
No, it's not sneaking. You asked for food.
Thorin looks over his shoulder. What is the scribbled out bit here?
Scribbled out.
Thorin points at the penciled out words. There's clearly something written underneath it. You penciled it out for some reason.
We would have removed an error.
Maybe it's not an error, but then again. I'll worry about it afterwards. You have food?
He has bread. He has a plate of sliced bread.
Thorin kind of looks at it. You just eat bread plain. You have no butter or cheese.
We don't have much right now.
Shrug. Thorin takes the plate over to the table. Sits down and eats the bread as he looks at the device.
Grimbear's gonna go start looking at the board while you're eating. As you get crumbs all over the damn desk.
Thorin cleans up the crumbs. Opens one of the windows and throws them outside.
You can't open the window.
Oh, really? Are they
It's locked.
shut?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. Oh well, Thorin looks at Grimbear. Have you tried getting some fresh air? It might help open up your mind and steady your thoughts a little bit. You might even remember something pertaining to this if you see something out there.
We should focus on the work. He seems to be studying the list that you pointed out, that maybe it wasn't, after you pointed out it may not be an error.
Well, Thorin's gonna continue tinkering, but he's not gonna be try and get as far as he was going to originally. He's gonna take a sweet time about it. Be very fiddly.
Okay. So, Cayenne. The lady comes back, places, seeing as the bench is free, she places the tray on the bench with the cups of tea, picks one up and offers it to Zoho first, seeing as he's closest, based on where tokens are.
Sorry. He looks
Would
at
you
the
like-
offered cup of tea, then glances over at Cayenne, and like he's asking for permission.
She nods, and assuming we're still connect, carefully.
Zoho takes the offered cup of tea carefully.
Okay. Carefully, you take the cup of tea.
Well, be careful. Be careful about it. We don't know if if anything,
Poison.
sneaked.
Okay. She then picks up another cup off the tray, steps over opposite to Cayenne.
She bows her head and says saying thank you so much for your hospitality. And she takes it gingerly.
Is it even hot?
Do we
Is
see
the-
steam?
Is the tea hot?
It's not hot enough to have steam. It's warm,
It's
but not high
lukewarm.
enough. It's not high enough to have.
I know a solution to this fireball.
So as she passes you the tea,
Yep.
you go to take it from her hands,
Yep.
and as you do, you briefly touch her hand to take it from her. I
Right.
need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
No, not again.
They're trying to do shit.
Is this to be charmed or frightened?
Nope.
Put to sleep?
Nope. Give me a second.
Oh no, he's here.
That's not confirmation, my guy.
No, but it might be a hive mind. They might actually now be
Mm-hmm.
Ublecoids, or just Ublex in general.
So,
Yes.
now I gotta read this. You feel a presence searching your mind. What is
Oh,
the current
no.
thing that you're thinking about most?
She would be reminding herself at this moment of, okay, lady brought tea. What am I supposed to do? And go fish in the back of her memory for when she was basically getting taught by her pair in her two elf mothers proper etiquette.
Okay, now you're just going on a random tangent. What is the main thing your character is currently thinking about?
Yeah, one thing.
Like, what's your emotional state? How fucked are you emotionally? You failed the save, so they're going. The information will be known to them.
She is.
Just
Trying to think of the
say
fuck.
it.
I'm trying to think of the word. Shut up. I'm bad with words.
Yes, we know
Kai-
it's fucking English.
Cayenne would be just a bundle of stress because she's never thought that someone this far out would know about her home. She is worried about Thor in because last thing she remembers of Grimbear being involved was not helpful to either to either of them, she still will always have in the back of her mind a fear of whatever is following her. And
Okay, so you're panicking basically.
yeah, she's panicking, but she's not allowing herself to express that. Even
Controlled chaos.
yeah, she is doing her absolute best to have her shape change ability to help try to hide all that.
She's keeping a lid on it.
Yeah, she's trying to keep a lid on it.
Don't think about it. Don't think about it. Don't think about
Yeah.
it. Why am I thinking about it?
And that one's still green!
It doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me. It bothers me. It bothers me a lot. And that one's still green.
As she lets go of you, as you take the key and the connection breaks, it's all like she looks at you. It's like, we will not harm you. There's no need to panic.
Uh-huh.
Zoho's just standing there, still stoic, but his mouth's turning downward into a frown. He takes a sip of the tea.
The lukewarm tea.
Yeah, he frowns, then just takes a sip of the tea. The frown is gone. It is good tea. He appreciates a good cup of tea.
Ah, yes, good old chai tea.
You just said TG!
Oh god.
You want some
Okay,
cream
okay.
cream with your coffee?
That's just an espresso.
Anyways,
We understand that meeting someone of higher importance can worry some.
Higher importance.
Is she implying to her station or implying something else? Do I need to roll an insight?
You can roll an insight.
I'd like to roll it too, even though I can't exactly respond.
You don't know which.
Okay, let's try this again. The extension and decided it go die. The first one was a 19.
What are you trying again?
Insight.
Why are you
I-
trying insight again? You tried once.
No, I tried getting it to show up again. And the extension's not working. And that time I double tapped on the sheet. Whoops.
Oh, no, sorry. Hang on. I was looking at the wisdom saving throw. That's why the. So what was the first roll?
The first actual insight roll was a 19 because I got a 6 and my insight is +3. Sorry, 16.
You do not know. You can't tell.
Wow.
So, what would be your plans now that your companion has been reunited?
Well, right now our plan would probably just to stay and try to chart a course back to Carnell before leaving. We don't really have a good sense of where we are outside of just following in the road, which we lost before coming here.
I can't even pronounce it properly. Well, you are far. That is back toward the east. Quite a fair bit of travelling.
Indeed, we mostly got down to the city on the one town on the coast by first taking a boat from coming this direction. Though we won't have that opportunity again due to it being far away, and there's not really much travel that goes by the town we were dropped off at.
It is best advised not to head back through the swamp.
I would definitely agree to that.
We wouldn't want you getting lost again.
Did we ever talk about that?
About what?
Getting lost.
Diane mentioned in that we did get a tad lost on
Okay.
trying to get here.
Yeah, traversing the swamp, we did get a little lost.
Okay.
Yeah. Being silent and stoic is a little difficult for Solo. But he's trying his best.
And totally easy for Cat, because he can't speak common in that form.
And then
I'm sure you said and then went blank.
yeah, I don't know where I was going with that.
Okay. I'll jump back to foreign for a second then.
Thank fuck.
Being stuck.
So. So, as you're fiddling around doing what you're doing, Grimbear steps aside beside you and picks up something off the table and then heads back to the board.
Thorin stops his tinkering and kind of looks at Grimbear. You find something in your notes?
Possibly.
What is it? It might help.
We think we may have. There is something here. He takes a piece of paper off the wall and puts it on the table next to you, and points at some really small text.
Thorin takes out picks up the magnifying glass and reads the text. For an inventor, he sure loves his tiny writing.
The text is old dwarven runes.
What do they say?
Well, we thought they were the instructions, but they are something different. Different instructions. As you examine them and start like translating them, it looks like it's a note to Grimbear.
What does it say?
It's a note from Grimbear to Grimbear.
Slightly concerned. Thorin decides to translate it.
Okay, so it takes you a bit of time to translate it because you're not really like it's old stuff that isn't used anymore. So some of the words aren't quite the same. It says that
Okay.
if it's something that if he remembers, he should destroy the memory.
Uh. Hmm. That's interesting. Is that all it says?
As a reminder to himself to destroy his memory. And it's written across the bottom edge of the page with the power sources and stuff that are scribbled out.
Okay. Thorin leans back, slightly concerned. He looks at Grimbear. Do you remember anything? Or does this mean anything to you at all?
I don't remember writing this. I'm not sure what it all says. But it's definitely not the right instructions.
Leave this with me for now. I'll figure out what it means at some point. It's going to take me a little bit. Thorin goes back to tinkering for the moment.
Hopefully we can figure this out soon. He goes and starts working on something on this table.
Can I see out of the corner of my eye what it is?
Yeah, it's more like intricate parts and things. But it's currently like it's all random like tiny bits that are separated that he seems to be like altering with minor adjustments.
What is that you're tinkering on? Doesn't look like anything that's part of this.
Oh, it's all for the same work. We tried different methods to get them to work. they're not very stable when you put them in there.
The rune stones?
Yes. They don't respond as expected.
Thorin is gonna come over and look at what Grimbear's working on. At this point, I'm tempted to do something, but I don't think it's gonna work in my favor, so might refrain for a moment.
Tempt what?
I'm not gonna do it right now.
Okay.
Oh, I can't.
You're not doing a lot of things right now.
Like investigating the building.
You
Trust
can
me,
investigate the building.
I'm assuming this is a grind wheel in the corner, by the way.
Possibly.
Not doing a lot of things. He tells me while keeping things very vague.
Well, the DM is telling you you're not doing a lot of things. You seem to be holding back on any kind of thought. If you investigate the workshop, you'll like. I can tell you a few things, but
I would like to, because at this point I haven't thought about it too much. I'm kind of exhausting things with tinkering with the compass right now. So yes, I would like to investigate the workshop.
okay. So if you investigate the workshop, it's just a time thing. Most of the random weapons seem to be like fairly old, and they all have some sort of like bits, random bits, kind of like pulled out of them. Some of them being like having intricacies you wouldn't expect in there. Like they've had, it's like they've been used to fish out parts.
So he's been using them to make the intricate parts for the compass.
Yeah, they're all like old things, and when you look at some of them kind of look like the intricate stuff that's going on with your hammer. So you know how Fordrak can like shift and stuff, and there's like all these intricate gears and stuff and whatnot that hold his stone, his beautiful butt
Yeah.
cheeks. Yeah, similar kind of stuff going on, but not quite as complex.
Okay, Thorin's gonna ask Thordrak if he recognizes any of this stuff.
The stuff down there?
Yeah.
Well, it's old things. Useful parts in some. Some of them had the stones in. Apparently they're hard to come by.
Okay. What do you mean some of them had the root stones in, as in the rune stones?
Yes.
What did they do?
We don't know. It was more important to get the stones out than what they were currently used for. Or were used for. We got a delivery of one thing every now and again, but not very often. Currently just have this small selection. Yeah, he's talking about the small selection of runestones on the table that you've already seen.
Hmm.
I'd like to look at the rune stones. I didn't even think about that. I'd like to look at the rune stones to see what what's on them or what they might do.
Well, there's a couple of various ones. And they all have similar inscriptions on them in regards to the runes and stuff carved in them in the tiny, tiny writing. Although none of them are actually that big. They're all like... They all look like chunky ring kind of size. Like you could put them in rings and things. They're small enough. They'll be chunky, but you could. And each one has a certain iteration on like to like look for something. And if you roll an investigation,
Yeah.
we'll see if you find out more.
And what do I get?
And he's
So
gone.
as you start spending more time, some of them don't just talk about like some of them aren't how do
Type it out.
you come to the conclusion that the stones themselves aren't the power source.
The soul of our...
They're searching for them.
They're searching for the power source.
Yeah, it looks like the slight differences in each carving as you spend time like looking into it. The reason each one's slightly different is that it's like trying to sync things together. So they're like trying to find their match.
Like a kyber crystal?
My brain's not working well enough to get that reference at the moment.
The stones that Jedi use for their lightsabers. Most of the time, the stones are... Well, it's half and half. Sometimes the Jedi chooses them, sometimes the stones choose the Jedi.
No, think of it like two opposite ends of the magnet trying to pull themselves to get each other together.
Okay.
Opposites attract.
How many objects are they looking for? Can I tell by looking at the stones?
7.
Fuck off.
Anyways,
Of the stones that are on the desk, there's one relating to fire element, one relating to the water element, and another one, and another couple that. Well, there's a couple of each. Some for fire, some for water, and a couple of ones for air.
So no earth.
No earth at the moment.
Thorin is gonna ask Thordrak if he recognizes what this is all about.
What is it all about?
The stones and what he's looking at for the finding their opposites in that. Thordrak might have some answers. He probably doesn't. And if he does, he's going to be very vague.
Oh, you're asking Fordrak this?
Yes.
You have stones that what?
I explain what I figured out to him.
The concept of the compass and
Yes.
them being like. Thordrak goes quiet.
Oh no.
Oh shit.
My first option should have been to ask fucking Thordrak.
Yeah.
So you So you effectively explain to him that they're making a compass that with rune stones that seem to be attuned to different elements, right?
Yeah, but my first thought was that they're looking for them because of where we found Grimbear in the first place, and it's solidified into. I'm pretty sure that this is to find the Stormlords.
Shit.
As to why and for what kind of power source, what to use, they want to use them to power and find. Thorin also has an idea.
Did you also inform him that it's your dad working on this?
No.
No. Okay, so you just informed them that there's a compass that's using runestones to find power sources.
Sources of power.
That relate to specific elements. Yeah. I know who the wind one is.
The what
And
one
it's
is?
currently on a certain monk's hip.
Oh, wind. Sorry.
Yep. The bow is on a. At this point, I want to say imaginary character, but let's be real here. It's already been assigned. We can't avoid this.
We really
I know
can't.
it's annoying. It's really annoying.
Because we really need Rill here right now. Because this is getting complicated and messy.
Yeah.
It's always been complicated and messy. That's D&D.
We need real.
So,
Tap tap. No. And I.
so you hear a voice come back to you from Thordrak. Is it just stones?
I explain the things. I decide to be honest with Thordrak. Tell him it's my father. Tell him what he mumbled about finding a different power source other than the stones.
It probably also
And
would
the
click
fact
with.
that his memory. He switched back to not remembering. So something's a different.
Have you ever told Thordrak what happened with your dad and whatnot?
Nope.
No, so he doesn't.
Did he pay attention into when we were interacting with his dad? When we when we found the ice bitch? Versta? Yeah.
Do you think Thordrak is paying attention to half the shit you're doing?
I don't know, maybe.
His main concern is
Get
have you
bitches.
have you found yourself a wife or a husband?
Possibly.
Whatever's open.
Possibly, but at the peril of getting my ass kicked in the process.
Well, considering it's your dad, I would ask him nicely not to use them. If it wasn't your dad, I was going to say either thieve them or fucking smash them up.
Thorin is slightly flabbergasted. He refrains from showing it on his face. Response to Thordrak. I swear, Thordrak, you need to stop being so vague. If this thing is meant to find you, I need to know now. Because the hell I'm letting this go any further, if that's the case. Speak
Suppose they
plainly.
could be. Suppose they could be used to find me, but it's something. That's not what we're worried about.
Trying to think of how to word that. What are you worried about that would make these so dangerous that I need to rob or smash them? As there's something very wrong with my father, and I explain what's going on to Thordrak. Taking it a step further.
When you say you explain what's going on with your father, what are you explaining?
That he is not himself, that he keeps talking as if there are multiple involved people here, not just him, and the whole thing with the Duchess and the house that has people in it but seems to be empty, and all the shit that's going on.
Okay, so it's a long story.
I basically explained to him something's wrong with the town, and the manor is even weirder.
Okay. So we'll leave the session there with you explaining to Fordrak the long-ass winded story.
Oh dear.
Alrighty, folks, that's us for tonight. We'll see you guys again tomorrow night for some Stardew Valley. If you want to check the rest of our schedule, please check our offline page. If you want to join our love of the community, please join us here on Discord. And if you want to watch us here live, please join us on twitch.tv/Terpinator. We'll see you guys then.
Bye.